Welcome to the University of Nottingham podcast.
This summer, 3 students from the School of American and Canadian Studies will spend 8 weeks in Hollywood working for Fox Searchlight Pictures. Fox Searchlight's a subsidiary of 20th Century Fox and is responsible for the Oscar-winning films Slumdog Millionaire and The Wrestler. In this podcast, we meet Gianluca Sergi from the school, who will look ahead to what's in store for these students. Now, what will they be doing there?
They will be doing, essentially, they will be working in 3 different areas, one each for each of the 3 students. One is called production, and I don't need to say what that means, it's quite self-explanatory.
Yeah.
One is marketing, and again, that's pretty self-explanatory, but they will be working, effectively liaising with anybody involved in the marketing and distribution and so on of any particular film. And then another one called international, which, as the word suggests, is liaising with international offices that 20th Century Fox has around the world in conjunction with the release of a particular film, whatever film they have slated for release this summer. So it will be a combination of different things, and luckily we had 3 students who would fit the 3 different roles rather naturally, as it were, without pushing them.
There'd obviously be a lot of interest in an internship like this, goes without saying, but how did you select the students? What were you looking for?
Yeah, it was a grueling process in many ways, because despite the fact that we had very short notice, because we were planning to start the internships next year, but then in consultation with Fox Searchlight, and Peter Rice, who's the head of Fox Searchlight, or was until a couple of weeks ago, has now been promoted, and was in fact a student here in Nottingham. And he was the one who actually suggested originally if we wanted to do something like this. So in consultation with Fox Searchlight, we decided that, yes, of course, a burning desire to get into the film industry would be a criteria for selection, but we wanted obviously also academic performance to be part of this. And then also attitude, really. We wanted to make sure there was a good fit, so that we would send a good student, academically, but also somebody who really, really has a desire to get into the industry, and also somebody who we know is sociable, personable, that kind of stuff.
Because it must be as the MA in Hollywood Studies is showing, it's a tremendously complex area with so many avenues of work, really.
Yeah. The interesting thing is that we decided to keep this opportunity open to all our students, apart from first years, because it's just too early. But from second year onwards, all the way up to MAs, and in fact even research students could apply, and in fact quite a lot of them did apply. Then obviously we went through, they had to fill in, apart from a CV, they also had to fill in a form, and they also had to put together a statement telling us why them and so on. We selected 10 people that were shortlisted, and then we interviewed them. So it was a long, short amount of time, but it was a long process. And eventually the 3 won.
Yeah, because I can't imagine there's many people who wouldn't want to go to Hollywood.
Yeah, there is obviously a cost attached to it, as you can imagine, and that obviously might have perhaps discouraged some students to apply. And in fact, we're hoping in the future to be able to support in some form or other financially the students, because we want to make sure this is an opportunity open to everybody, not just the selected few who have parents with deep pockets, which would not be good. But for this year, there was just not enough notice to be able to set up anything.
But film and television studies has already developed quite a name for itself. It's drawing a lot of students in. Do you see this being another incentive to come and study here?
Well, the short answer is yes, and the long answer is yes. Whichever answer you want is yes. Yeah, absolutely. It is very rare. I mean, one doesn't want to perhaps, blow his own trumpet, as it were, too much. But this is really a unique opportunity within the landscape of UK universities. Not so much in terms of internships per se, because of course there are other universities in the UK that have internships, but it's very, very rare to have this kind of internships directly plugged into a major Hollywood company and internships based in LA. This is really rare. And the first question we always get from parents, understandably, and from students themselves, well, is there any practice, or is there any then opportunity to work in the industry? And of course nobody can say, yes, of course there is, but this certainly puts us in a position to be able to say, Well, we don't know whether we're going to find a job in the media industry, but certainly this opportunity is one thing that will glow if you put it on your CV. It's like gold dust, really. So it's the best opportunity they can get.
You're not concerned that these students won't come back?
Well, some of them need to come back, need to complete the degree. Well, in some sense, it's good news if they come back, and it's good news if they don't come back, and they offer a job or whatever. I mean, again, we don't know. We're starting now. We don't know what's going to happen. We are not going into this starry-eyed. I mean, we've had extensive discussions with Fox Searchlight. We've had also the kind of soul searching that we could do in terms of setting this up the best possible way. And we've asked the students, in fact, funny you should mention coming back, we've asked the students who are going to come back and do two things. One, talk to all the other students who might have gone, had they been a bit lucky perhaps in the selection process and couldn't, so they can at least share their experience. But also then become kind of ambassadors for the next bunch of students who are going to go next year, so they could give them first-hand accounts. So hopefully, not only will they come back to complete their degrees, unless they're completing this year, obviously, but this will also be a good opportunity for us to keep them somehow in the fold of the university, and maybe, who knows, one day they will be in a position to offer more internships to other students if they get in the industry. So.